Buff Nation, what up? It's your man's Harry Billion. I got a banger for y'all today. I'm about to get busy. I'm about to get to work. I got some information that's going to help the community out. My job is to dig for information to make sure that the community is well informed about our new team. There's a lot of us here now. The real Buff fans are there, but the new Buff fans are also here. I'm calling myself BWB, Bandwagon Buff. I know a lot of people don't really like that term because bandwagon is not an endearing term when it comes to sports or sports fans. A lot of us are still Bulls fans after Jordan left. I understand that. We were Warriors fans before Curry. I get that. So I know that you don't want to call yourself a bandwagon. It's okay. Let's just say Deion Sanders brothers here. We're going to leave it in. Some of us are here because we're detractors. We don't like this guy. We don't like what he stands for. We hate the hype around him. We're here because we want to see him lose. We want to see us smacked in the mouth like North Carolina Central smacked us in the mouth. But there's a bunch of us. There's a whole lot of us that likes his character, that like his integrity and what he stands for. And we are here to see him win. And some of us just don't care. We're just here because there's a hype. There's a lot of excitement here. And that's how sports is. Wherever there is excitement, wherever the noise is, a lot of people are going to show up to find out what this noise is all about. And that's why I'm here today. We're here. A lot of us don't know the lay of the land. A lot of us don't understand the team that we're cheering for. This is a new territory for us. I took the liberty of doing some research to give us more familiarity with this new team that we are cheering for. But I want you guys to understand, we're not just cheering for some team. We're cheering for a university. A lot of young kids, a lot of young people are here trying to get their education, get ahead in life. We're not just here to just cheer for the football team. And if you're going to cheer for the university, I think we should get to know the university a little bit more. If you're just going to cheer for the football team and not know the rest of the school, then it's like cheering for R. Kelly. You're cheering for the music, but you don't really know the man. See what I'm saying? We're here now. So let's get to know the lay of the land. Let's get to understand our environment. If we understand our environment, if we understand the university, what it stands for, that'll make us better fans. I'm going to be bringing you a lot of information so that we are well informed. We all know in sport that a well-educated fan base is the best fan base. When you cheer and you understand what you're cheering for, not just the team, and you're cheering for a bigger cause, your screams are much louder. A lot of us, even the current Buffs, even the people who are already here, this information that I'm about to present, they don't know this information. I dug up some really juicy information that you may not be familiar with that I think you want to stick around for. I'm about to give you some information that's going to make you a proud Buff fan. Before I jump into this video, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to please hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Please hit the follow button on TikTok. Just as important as the subscribe and the follow button is, you commenting is actually sexy for the algorithm. When you comment or when you hit the like or the heart button, it lets the algorithm know that I'm out here contributing to this community. So if you appreciate the information that I'm providing with the community, guys, even if it's not your forte, please comment, be like, yo, good job. You're like, yo, salute, or give me a heart emoji, a thumbs up or anything. Don't just go away. Let me know that you appreciate the information. Stick around for that, guys. We about to get to work. So welcome to Colorado. Where are you in the bigger picture, in the bigger scheme of things? Here's the map. This red dot right here, this is Colorado. This is where you at. So if you look at the map of the United States, that's where you at. So you know where your state is at. You know where you live. Are you in Texas? Are you in Delaware somewhere? Are you in Maryland? This is where Colorado is at. All right, what's around Colorado? Guys, I'm going to start from the top, the north, and I'm going to go around towards my right. So we got Wyoming, we got Nebraska, we got Kansas, Oklahoma, and then New Mexico. We got Arizona, and we got Utah. Those are the states that are around it. So our capital city is Denver. The football team in Denver, you already know the Denver Broncos. But now you understand Colorado, you know where we at in the bigger scheme of things. These are major, like heavyweights. These are names you hear in college sports all the time. And we right here with them. So what happened to Colorado? What happened? Colorado football used to be smash mouth. Colorado football used to be talked about all the time. So what happened? And how do we get a losing culture? Deion is here to change that. That's right. Moses is here to rescue the people, to take them to the promised land. You've been crying in the desert. You've been crying in the wilderness. God heard your cries, and he's brought you Moses in the form of a flashy, integrity-having, character-having Deion Prime Time, the closer, Sanders. It may not be this year. It may not be the next season, but it's not going to be like 5 seasons down the road. No. We're talking about immediate impact. That's what we're here for. We're going to bring the fanfare. We're going to bring all this money to Colorado. We're going to make sure that everything in Colorado, even the nearby places, are going to feel the effect of Deion, okay? We're going to make this place the most anticipated place to be come opening season. I'm telling you, you're hearing it here on the TLP Sports Club. Tell somebody that Harry Billion Told you that. We're Buff Nation, baby. We're coming. We're BWB. We're coming. It's a lot of us. We're not just bringing lovers. We're bringing the haters along too. We're bringing the detractors along too. We're bringing the heat, and we coming. Now let's turn our attention to the more exciting stuff, guys. Why are they called the Buffaloes? Where they get their name from? Before they became the Buffaloes, they had several names. Here's a few of those names. They were also known as the Frontiersmen, Grizzlies, Hornets, Silver and Gold, Silver Helmets, and Yellow Jackets. So now, if we would have kept our first name, I've been sitting here reading this and I'm like, is this for real? I can't stop laughing to present this one. Let me try to keep a straight face before I present this one. Before 1934, Colorado University sports teams were referred to as the Arapahoes. Yes, you heard that right. Arapahoes. So if they're the Buffaloes and their nickname is the Buffs, then the Arapahoes nickname would have been the Hoes. So it would have been Whole Nation. And BWB would have been, if we would have kept our first name, guys, we would have been a bunch of hoes, like straight up hoes. We would have been a bunch of bandwagon hoes. You're not going to see how many times I cried and had to wipe away tears and blow in my nose. It's going to be edited. So I just want to let you guys know that. It took almost 30 minutes to record just that little part of it. So Arapahoe is a county in Colorado that got its name from the Native Americans that used to live there called Arapahoe. How exactly did we get the buffalo? The student newspaper decided to sponsor a national contest in the summer of 1934 with a prize of $5 to go to the person with the winning selection. Over 1,000 entries arrived over almost every state. The judges were the athletic director, Harry Carlson, graduate manager, Walter Franklin, and Kenneth Bundy of the Silver and Gold. They were the judges. So then what happened next? Local articles first reported that Claude Bates of New Madrid, Missouri, and James Profit of Cincinnati, Ohio were co-winners for the prize as both submitted buffaloes as their entries. However, plot twist, few days later, the newspaper declared Boulder resident AJ or Andy Dickerson had already submitted buffalo a couple of days earlier before the winners were selected. After a little bit of an investigation, they found out that Andy's submission was already there, the buffalo was already there, and he was declared a winner. All right, that's how we got the buffalo. That's how we became Buffs. So in 1966, the student body government decided that the University of Colorado Boulder needed a full-time live buffalo mascot. Freshman class officer Bill Lowry talked to his father, who purchased and donated the original buffalo in March of 1966. So if you see a live buffalo coming out on the field, that buffalo's name is called Ralphie. You have to understand that Ralphie is always going to lead the Warriors, the team, out on the field. How do we get the name Ralphie? There's a couple of stories floating around about how we got the name Ralphie for the live buffalo. One story goes, the student body held another contest called Name the Buffalo. A lot of names were submitted. A lot of students submitted the name Ralph. That was in honor of the student body president at the time, Ralph J. Wallace. They were trying to honor him, so a lot of people liked him. He was a cool president for the student body, so a lot of people submitted his name, Ralph. That's one story. So the second story about how we got the name Ralphie came from this. The student government came up with that name because that's the noise that you make when you throw up. This is college. I want y'all to fill in the blanks. If you didn't go to college and you watch college movies, you know when these kids get drunk, they throw up. A lot of them came up with, what's that sound that everybody makes when they throw up? Ralph. I don't get that one. I don't know. We're just going to go with Wallace, okay? We're going to go with Wallace because I don't know about the Ralph. The original spelling of Ralph was Rraalph. Ralph. That's how we got Ralphie. Eventually, they said, listen, man, instead of just Ralph, we're going to call him Ralphie. And then Ralphie was born. So that's our mascot. Lock that in, guys. So here's the fun fact about the buffalo. During the winter months when it's snowing in the mountains, so the buffalo will use its horn and its big head to plow away the snow so that it can get to that fresh grass at the bottom of that snow so it can eat. So basically, you got to use your head when you want to get to the bread. Lock that one in. So now another fun fact, the buffalo is scientifically known as the bison, the American bison. But buffalo is the more popular name that it goes by. If you hear somebody try to trick you and say, y'all are known as the Bisons, don't fight it. So yeah, I understand, but we're going with Buffalo and just keep it moving. Sort of like Copy and Xerox. We got a few NFL players that we can hang our head on. You know what I'm saying? We got a few NFL players that are currently playing in the NFL that will come back for the family reunion, that may come back to the games, that may enjoy, that may be on the sideline, that may be giving high fives to the coaches, to Deion Sanders on the sideline. So who are the alumni? I'm going to go down the line, guys. I'm going to put the list up so you guys guys can see it. Colorado Buffaloes in the NFL. We got 2 Buffaloes on the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons, Buff Nation, stand up for inside linebacker Nate Landman. We have a cornerback from the same team. There's none other than Isaiah Oliver. We sent one to the Carolinas. We have a wide receiver at the North Carolina Panthers. That's Laviska Shenault Jr. We got 2 Buffaloes at the Cincinnati Bengals. We have a cornerback, Chidobe Awuzie. Also at the Cincinnati Bengals, we have a nose tackle. We have Josh Tapau. And then we got a Buffalo that stayed right here at home, our capital city, Denver. With the Denver Broncos, we have Will Sherman. Buff Nation, we got a quarterback in the Motor City, vroom vroom. With the Detroit Lions, we got a quarterback named Steven Montez. Buff Nation, we got him stacked at Green Bay. We got 3 players with the Green Bay Packers. We got offensive lineman David Bakhtiari. Another Buffalo at the Green Bay Packers. We have a punt kicker named Mason Crosby. The final cheesehead in the tundra, the Green Bay Packers. We have a wide receiver named Juwan Winfrey. Buff Nation, we got a lot of haters and a lot of detractors, but in the city of brotherly love, we got an inside linebacker named Davion Taylor. We have a Buffalo with the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's cornerback Akello Witherspoon. Rounding off our list of NFL players that came from CU, we have down on center with the Tennessee Titans, Daniel Munyer. Let me give you the top 10 most prominent people that have come from Buff Nation. The top 10 most recognizable names, most recognizable faces, people that have accomplished big things in their life. Let's see if you recognize any of these names and any of these faces. The first celebrity that I want to present to you guys is a small actor from a small town. His name is Jason Momoa. You recognize him? Who's the next one? I have to know this guy because I'm a filmmaker, because he started the Sundance Institute. If you are familiar with the Sundance Film Festival, this is the guy that started that, and he is a product of Buff Nation. Robert Redford. We're moving right along, guys. This one has only done a few movies. He's not that popular, but you may recognize this guy. His name is Jonah Hill, Colorado University. Jonah Hill came from there. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it moving. That's number 3, guys. The next guy is none other than Steve Wozniak. Steve Wozniak, if you don't recognize the name right away, you know this guy. He's been in your life. He's right now, you're holding him in your hand. No, that didn't come out right. Your iPhone. This guy is the co-founder of Apple Computer. If you didn't know Steve Wozniak is the product of Buff Nation. Buff Nation ain't playing, man. You thought we were some little jokers? Man, you better stop playing with me. An astronaut from Buff Nation. Like, extra smart. You know when you say, like, I ain't no rocket scientist, but I know a little something about football. She was actually a rocket scientist from CU. Buff Nation, stand up. Kalpana Chawla. Kalpana was number 5. Some of you may not have seen his face. I know a lot of y'all don't watch regular TV anymore. You're streaming everything from your phone, from the legal drama Law and Order Special Victims Unit. Coming in number 6 from the top 10, guys, we have Christopher Milani. At number 7 from the CBS sitcom 2.5 Men, we have Angus T. Jones. And if you're not old enough to know Angus T. Jones from 2.5 Men, because you're like, I'm a millennial, I'm kind of young, leave me alone. Whatever. I'm giving y'all the top 10 celebrities or most new names or most recognizable people that come from CU, Buff Nation. In the number 8 spot, we got Trey Parker. And if you don't know right away who Trey Parker is, he was the co-creator of an American iconic legendary show named South Park. Do your research. Google it. Be careful. Trust me, you might get addicted. Coming in at number 9, BWB, stand up for a Hollywood legend. Exodus Spartacus. Dalton Trumbo. Taking the number 10 spot, actress and a legend from Law and Order, Carrie Lowell. Hold the phone. I know they didn't make the top 10, but I got 2 bonuses for you that you might appreciate. Player and now a coach, NBA legend. At number 2, we have Chauncey Billups. The number 1 spot in our bonus round. This name has a special place in my heart, and you're about to find out why. This name is very special to the world, and I'm going to tell you why. It's none other than the prolific, the magnificent, the wonderful Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. The first woman to run a sovereign country is a former president of Liberia. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was the first woman president on the whole continent of Africa. Y'all thought Africa was a country, right? No, Africa is a continent with many countries. The reason why I reserved this name and I wanted to give it to you in a special way is because I'm Liberian. And guess what TLP means? TLP Sports Clubs means the Liberian Perspective Sports Club. If you look in the logo, you look closely in the TV, you see the little Africa map, the map of Africa in one of those TVs. I did not know that she was from Buff Nation. This is just something that I stumbled upon when I was doing my research. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, salute. So those are the celebrities that come from Buff Nation, guys. We have a lot to be proud of. Prominent people, world leaders come from Buff Nation. Once you understand who we are, where we come from, then you will know what you're cheering for. When the season starts and you start cheering and you're wearing your Buff uniform, I want you to understand cheering for more than just a football game. We're cheering for Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, who broke barriers and became the first woman president in the world. We're cheering for the person who changed the culture of how we communicate in Wozenak. You're cheering for the astronaut who came from our university. You're cheering for more than just a football team. You're cheering for legends. This is what it's all about. I'm going to bring more stuff that's going to help you to be a real fan, make you a proud fan of Colorado football. So you came for Deion, but something's going to make you stay. I'm going to keep helping you to learn about this community. I hope you guys appreciate the information. I'm going to keep bringing it before the season starts so that when the season starts, guys, you guys will understand what you're cheering for. And Buff Nation, if you are old head, if you've been around, please accept us. Please understand that we're just here to be part of the history that you already have. Please accept the fact that we are here, we're new, we're trying our best to understand you. Please open your arms and welcome us. Show us around town. Help us to understand your environment and your way of life. We're not here to change you. We're just here to celebrate you. Buff Nation, stand up. I'm Harry B, TLP Sports Club. Brah!